What's going on, brothers? Matt Deeks here. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. And in today's video, it's going to be a fun one. I'm just talking off the cuff and just my open thoughts on what I would love to see in the upcoming Space Marine 3. Now, with Space Marine 3 coming out and, currently me being very heavily invested in Space Marine 2, over the many hours of gameplay that I've recorded and streamed and played offline, there are just so many ideas I have floating around in my mind, and I want to just lay them all out on the internet, and in the hopes that maybe Saber Interactive or Focus Entertainment may see this video. Because honestly, brothers, it's not just me wanting these ideas that I'm about to talk about. It's a lot of people in my comment section, in my shorts section, in my live stream comments. They're saying, oh, that's a cool idea. Or, I'm gathering everybody's ideas and kind of putting it into a video in the hopes that maybe somebody, like I said, Focus or Saber will see this video and kind of give them inspiration or a potential idea for a mode or something in Space Marine 3. All right, so to begin with, number one, again, obviously the campaign was fantastic for Space Marine 2. A+ campaign. I loved it. Every single thing in the campaign I absolutely loved. Now, there are a few things I would love to see added to the campaign for Space Marine 3. Number one is I want to use vehicles, all right? Space Marines are known to use, assault bikes, which are kind of like motorbikes, motorcycles. That is a thing, all right? I would love to use, even if it's just for like a small segment of one single mission. I think that would be really cool. Have Titus just rolling down, Avarax on a damn motorbike, all right? Or an assault bike. I think that would be awesome. One hand on the steering wheel, one hand on his bolt pistol, just annihilating orcs, Tyranids, whatever, right? Eldar, who cares? Anything. I think that would be a fantastic scene. Another idea I have, maybe potentially being able to control some sort of aerial support or a tank of some sort. I think that would be really cool, like a Leman Russ tank. I think that would be awesome. Even if we have to take a moment and step out of Titus's shoes and go into like an Imperial Trooper, Acadian's footsteps and Acadian shoes, and we kind of see it through his point of view or her point of view, and we go into the Leman Russ tank via that way, even just for a short period of time while Titus does something else. I think that would be such a cool concept for the campaign. Another really cool idea I have for the campaign is I'm really into last stand moments, okay? Last brother standing. The end of the campaign for Space Marine 2 was just insane. When you put up that banner, Titus says, for the Primarch. Guys, goosebumps. The Hellbrute comes out. All your brothers are just pointing their bolt pistols at the Chaos spawn portal, and they're just shooting. Guys, insane. I want more of that. That was just amazing. I need more of that, all right? Those last brother standing, last Marine standing moments are what makes Space Marines, all right? They don't have fear. They're ready to die for the Imperium. They're ready to die for the good of the universe, of the galaxy, sorry. And I love that. So more last stand moments, last brother standing moments would be just an insane thing to add to the game. And not just at the end. I want to see more of them, all right? I really like hold the line moments. We're seeing a lot of this in the new disruption operation in Space Marine 2, where we're kind of holding the line until this is a very brief area of the map or brief section of the operation, so it's not a long segment of the operation. So obviously you get a tease of it, but I actually find it to be one of the better parts of the operation, where two spots. One is in the middle of the operation where you're waiting for those gates to close and you're kind of, surviving against the Tyranids, helping the Acadian troopers survive and keep the generators off, or keep the generators safe from the Tyranids and the gargoyles and all that, and the Harmagants and all that. And then the other part is at the end when you're with your teammates and you're with you're with Vultus, the dreadnought on the bridge, and you're just popping shots off into the cathedral, stopping the chaos invasion or holding them off until the bomb is detonated, or the bombs are detonated. That is very brief in the new operation, but just fantastic. And again, I kind of go by like goosebumps. All right, do I get goosebumps? Yes. If so, I want more of it. Okay, so I really like that this aspect of the game and the universe. So again, last brother standing moments, hold the line moments, I think are just what make Warhammer 40k Warhammer 40k. So a few more things I would like to see in the campaign specifically before we get into other modes I think would be really cool. So another thing, with the campaign in Space Marine 1, we had a fury bar. And basically this bar would, it's separate from your HP bar, it's separate from your XP bar. It's like a fury gauge, a fury bar that if you killed enough enemies, this bar would fill up, and then you can, click a button, and basically for a short amount of time until that bar drops, you kind of are in an enraged state. Titus is in an enraged state, and you hit stronger, you're faster, you're more powerful. Everything hits a lot harder, and I think that was a really cool part of Space Marine 1. I remember just loving popping that rage off, and just going ham on on the orcs, the enemies, right? Which were in Space Marine 1. I think Space Marine 2, although I see what they were going for, a little more prestige, a little more streamlined, taking away a little less from that old, PS2, PS3 style, early 2000s gaming. But I would love for that to come back somehow. And I don't know how they could bring that back. Maybe not to the extent that they had, or maybe not as frequently as you could get that rage bar filled in Space Marine 1. But I think some sort of, rage bar or aura bar that when filled, you just become an absolute menace for just a short period of time. Okay, just a short period of time. Okay, brothers, so for my last idea in regards to the campaign, I would love to see a Primarch. Now, obviously, we get hints of a Primarch when, Titus says, for the Primarch. Obviously, he's referring to the Ultramarines Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. Obviously, we know he's in the setting at the current age. He's come out of stasis. He's alive. He's good to go. He is in the setting. Again, we follow the Ultramarines, so obviously, the most likely Primarch to see is Rabute Gilliman. However, I'll take any Primarch. However, will he be playable? Probably not, and that's okay with me. If he becomes playable, that's insane. It would be very interesting to see the difference between playing as a Primarch or as opposed to playing as a regular Space Marine in terms of gameplay, because that has not been done yet. So, however, that being said, I would just love to even see him and have Titus interact with Rabute Gilliman in the actual game. I think that would be a fantastic idea. Okay, guys, so now let's get into some of the ideas that I've had for other modes that we might see, or even talking about Siege mode and how it could potentially change in Space Marine 3. So let's begin with Siege mode. So with Siege mode, guys, I would love to see more of a siege aspect to it. Now, I would love for there to be, yes, a more varied enemies. Right now, obviously, we're just facing the same two Tyranid and Chaos enemies, and it's fine. Obviously, the bare bones, the skeleton is there for Siege mode, but it could be so much better. I would love to see more enemies, more maps, different maps, extra areas, extra sectors, of even just the current map, if they even just want to keep it, keep the skeleton in place and just build upon it, more areas, more sectors, or even just an additional map. I would love the addition of calling in some sort of support units above and beyond, the Cadian troopers, the Astartes, and obviously the Dreadnought. I would love to call in some sort of aerial support, maybe terrain support, like, a Lehman Russ tank or whatever, right? Some sort of support that either you can man or an AI can man. Obviously, it might not be viable for you to man because obviously you have to survive on the actual battlefield. So some sort of AI controlled, bot controlled aerial support or tank support, I think would be really, really cool. In addition to siege mode, looking at it, if it were to continue in this specific case, like in this specific way, I would really love to see, again, placeable turrets, buyable turrets. I think we're going to be getting that soon with the addition of the Tech Marine and the Transfer Sentry Gun. However, I don't know how it's going to work in siege mode. They have still not really fully fleshed out and discussed how it's going to work. Again, I would love to, for any class, not just the Tech Marine, because we don't just run, not everyone will run the Tech Marine, right? There might be a squad that doesn't run with the Tech Marine, and I want to be able to, as a tactical or a sniper or a heavy, to buy a turret, and I want to be able to place them wherever I want. I don't want them to be in random spots. I just don't like that. I want to be able to place them wherever I want, and I really want to, give the name Siege Mode credit. I really want to make it what it is, right? Like right now, it's really not Siege Mode. I want to make Siege Mode, actually like an actual siege. If you kind of know what I'm talking about, right? I want to be able to place turrets. I want to be able to strategize defenses. I want to be able to talk to my teammates and say, hey, look, this is where the next spawn point is. Let's place some barricades. Let's place some turrets down in this specific choke point so we can, really funnel the gunfire through this specific corridor and shred enemies, right? I want to be able to really customize this aspect of siege mode, because right now, in between waves, you really can't do much. Like, you just buy some ammo, buy some med kits, maybe get an Astartes reinforcement if you're lucky, if you have enough credits, and you kind of have to start. So that is where I would really love to see, or that is what I would really love to see changed or added into siege mode, and really make it siege mode, right? Because right now it's not. Another thing I would like to buy is, like to use in the game or have added to the game, is buyable explosives. So right now you have explosive barrels around the map scattered just in random spots. I would love to, kind of expanding on the customizing and the customizable aspects of siege mode that I would like to see, kind of expanding on that. I would like to buy, or be able to buy, explosives and place them wherever I want. Like the animation to pick up the power cells in various operations and in siege mode is already there, right? So being able to buy, let's say, a barrel of explosives, again, I'm not a game developer, brothers, but it should not be a big of an ask, all right, to implement. So something like that would be really cool. Like, just imagine, like, you and your teammates strategize, okay, we're going to put 3 barricades there, really funnel everyone in. We'll go behind the barricade. We'll place, 3 sentry guns, and we'll funnel all the enemies down. We'll strategically put a few red barrels at the front of the corridor. That will be the initial, explosive, taking out a large chunk of Minoris, and then the big guys will come in, and then the turrets and our bolter fire will take out the rest. Like, that's just so cool, and I think would be such a great addition to just the standard siege mode if they don't introduce any additional siege modes or any additional modes in general. But I want to go over those additional modes that I personally would like to see. And again, this is just my opinion. These are just some of the things I would like to see come in Space Marine 3. I don't think we're going to see these in Space Marine 2. I think Space Marine 2 is kind of done with new modes and all that, so we might get a new map, maybe a new enemy, maybe, but I don't think we're going to be seeing like brand new modes. I think that's going to be for Space Marine 3. So let's go over that right now. So for Space Marine 3, I would really love to see a large scale battle mode, and what I mean by that is almost like a Battlefront or like a Battlefield type large map, large scale battle, where you and ideally maybe a squad of like 15 to 20 Space Marines. Obviously this is done in via multiplayer or PvE, right? So you're playing with real people, or you squad up with bots, doesn't matter. You level into a map, large scale map, and it is all out warfare between 15 Marines, Astartes, versus like thousands of orcs or whatever Tyranids or chaos, whatever, right? Again, sounds similar to siege mode, but not really. So this is where I would change things up. Each player, each Astartes has 3 lives. Let's say 3, they can die up to 3 times. Once they have their 3rd life taken away, you can either watch, so spectate the map, spectate your brothers fighting, and hope you get the win. And if you stay, let's say you get XP, or you can back out, go to the battle barge, and re-queue up into a new map, a new lobby. I think that would be really, really cool. And I guess the goal of this mode would be last, you Astartes have to be the last faction standing. If there's even, if everyone has their 3 lives exhausted, all 15 Space Marines, all 15 brothers have their 3 lives exhausted, and there are Tyranids or Orcs, whatever enemy faction remaining, the enemy faction wins. So I think that would be really cool. And you can add in, like sporadic and scattered assault bikes or Lehman Russes or tanks or, whatever, right? Aerial support vehicles, whatever you want to add. Add these in to add an additional factor. I think would be really, really cool. Again, just an idea, but it's some sort of large scale battle where just shit is crazy. You got bullets flying everywhere. You got, las guns. You got random Cadians scattered all over. You got 15, 20 Marines. Somebody's riding an assault bike. You got orcs everywhere or whatever enemy faction. I think it would just be so damn cool. One other mode, I'm going to leave it on this, and then, I'm going to close out this video. But one last mode I would love to see is some sort of fortress defense mode. And what I mean by that, it's similar to like a siege mode in a few different aspects, but almost like you would be in a fortress, or let's say you're in the middle of a hive city, and you have a large scale assault coming at you, and you have, let's say, 10 minutes to prepare for this onslaught, right? And you put up barricades, you fortify defenses, you have again, this is PvE, this is multiplayer, so you're playing with real people, they're doing their own thing, everyone's preparing for the battle, right? And you're on a fortress, and the fortress has HP, okay? It has a health bar as well, all right? Everyone sees this health bar, and basically when the assault begins, your goal, you and your squad mate's goal is to make sure the fortress survives. So you're going to be getting an onslaught of Tyranids coming at you, an onslaught of orcs, whatever, Necrons, Chaos, doesn't matter, Eldar, freaking Leagues of Votann, I don't care, coming at you in insane numbers. I'm not talking like absolute mode, I'm talking insane amounts of numbers, okay? Hordes upon hordes of Minoris, hordes of Majoris, a bunch of Terminus, just insane, extremists everywhere, insane mode. You got turrets firing, it's maybe a squad of like 20 Marines firing, someone's on the turret gun, you have sentry guns, you have las cannons, you are there with your bolter, popping off grenade shots, popping off heavy bolter fire, someone gets up close, a Majoris, hops the fortress, climbs up the wall, pops onto, it's like Lord of the Rings, and pops onto the flat surface, and you're there just wiping them off, throwing them off the fortress, killing them, taking out each enemy one by one that hops onto your surface there, right? Hops onto the actual fortress, and just you're surviving. All right, you're surviving, you're making sure the fortress survives, because once that fortress goes down, that means the game is done and the enemy faction wins. I think this would be a really cool mode. Maybe it could be called like Fortress Assault. I don't know, Fortress Assault. If this is used, then they got the idea from this video, right? Fortress Assault mode. I think that would be a really cool thing. Fortress Assault. I want to see this, all right? I want to see this. I think this would be a really cool idea. Again, this is not a fully fleshed out idea. This is not a fully fleshed out concept. I'm literally just talking off the cuff and just laying it all out for you guys, all right? Laying it all out for you, brothers. So let me know down in the comments below if you agree with these takes, what you would like to see in Space Marine 3, and any additions you would like to see outside of these for the campaign, okay? Again, Primarch, I want to see the Primarch. I want more Last Brother Standing moments. I want to be able to use vehicles, so on and so forth, all right? With that being said, guys, thank you so much if you got up to this point. I really appreciate appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next one.